Okay, I'll take you up. If you eat your pancake, I'll give you some applesauce. Eat your pancake and I'll open the applesauce. First, eat your pancake. Sí, Tapari. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm. Boom, go, Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, forward at the top of that. Yeah, yeah. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, 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 it's your boy One Deep 215 back with another video. Today, I got a requested video. Y'all know I take y'all suggestions all the time. I take them very serious, within reason. If I feel as though is worth bringing up in discussion. So, to you out there, you've seen the title, so I'm sure you know. Not putting no names out there, but I appreciate the feedback and the content, the suggestions or what have you. But what he sent was, why do it seem like so many women is ghosting men?
Okay, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Um, let's just let's start at the beginning. Let's start. When you're young and you try to holler at women, and you're not getting played, they laughing in your face, they whatever, ghosting, whatever. It really it's a blow to your self esteem as a young man, and it continues to be a blow. You continuously take blows to your self esteem as a young man on the dating market, trying to holler at women, getting rejected, getting played, getting cheated on. Um, because let's be real, you know, for the most part, women aren't attracted to the bottom 80% of men. So this is the experience, in my opinion, of 80% of men. taking con- taking constant blows to their self-esteem, trying to date women, trying to holler at women, trying to pull women. Um, but obviously, you shouldn't let what women think of you dictate how you feel about yourself. But that's easier said than done, especially when we're talking to men who don't really understand women's true nature, especially when we're talking about blue pill guys. They definitely tie their worth, some of their worth, to if women like them or not. But my message to them would be like, look, bro, women don't like 80% of men. Most women don't like most men. Most women don't like probably 90% of men. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go 90. So when we think about, let's look something up real quick. Let's look something up. Looks interesting. Turning Point confirms authenticity of leaked Charlie Kirk text messages about conflicts with donors. Mm. It doesn't necessarily mean they had him whacked, but interesting. Very interesting. Let me look something up. What percentage of Americans are married? Not that this really means anything, but let's look it up. Should be a quick stat that just pop up. Okay. Here we go. So in 2024, 47.1% of households were headed by married couples, the second lowest share since 2022's all-time low of 46.8. So let's just call it 50%. Let's just say 50% of Americans are married. But we got to ask ourselves, what percentages what percentage of those marriage does the woman actually like and genuinely love the husband? You know what I mean? We know women's dating strategy. When it's time to settle down, they settle down with the guy that can provide, or the safe guy, not necessarily the guy that they have genuine burning desire for, right? So this whole thing about me talking about women destroying men's self-esteem, even men's wives destroy their self-esteem. It's like in a woman's DNA to try to tear a man down. Even when she do like them and love them, it's just in their fucking DNA. So coming up, trying to holler at women throughout the years until we get maybe married, we constantly getting self-esteem blows by getting rejected and played by women. And then even when we do get a woman and marry her, she spent her whole life tearing us down. You know? So you just gotta be strong. But let's watch a couple of more minutes of this video.
Why do it seem like so many women is ghosting men at an all-time high? What's up with the ghosting culture? From the women's point of view, from that end, what's going on with the whole ghosting? Is it a thing? Is there any merit to it? What is it? Well, if you ask me, and that's, just if you ask, I believe, first of all, let's get the cat out the bag. Let's keep it a buck. We all grown men here.
He might have too many like pre-qualifications before you start talking. Look, let's talk about why women ghost. I'm gonna say some of the things he's gonna say. Well, one of the main reasons why women ghost, look, she never liked you in the first place, bruh. And also, he's gonna touch on this. Women get turned off very easily. It doesn't take much at all for a woman to get turned off. when it comes to 90% of men. If the motherfucker tall, handsome, and got a bag, it take a lot more for her to get turned off. But for the rest of the 90% of men, he wore the wrong shoe. His shoes ain't matched the belt. You can get ghosted for any stupid fucking reason when you're a bottom 90% guy, you know? Or maybe she was just using you for a free meal. Or maybe she was just trying to make her man jealous or stunt to her friends that she could get pull a man. Look, men are tools to women. If you're a bottom 90 percenter, you're just a tool. And don't get me wrong, even with the guy that she genuinely likes, he's a tool too, but she genuinely liked this motherfucker. She genuinely cared more about him than just how she could use him. And keep this in mind too. Wait, but let me just say this first. The reason why she ghosted you, because she never really liked you like that in the first place. If I had to sum it up with one sentence, why women ghost? Because she never really liked your ass to begin with. You was already like 90% of men are already on thin ice when they walk through the door with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And let's be clear about this. And I kind of had this revelation recently. Even fours want nines. So so even women who are threes, they still only like 10% of men. And let me make this point. One woman's top 10 percenter is not necessarily the next woman's top 10 percenter. We always say six pack, 6 feet, six figures. That's not every woman's top 10 percenter. But it still reigns true that pretty much all women only like 10% of men. I don't give a fuck if she's a one. She has a certain archetype of guy that's the top 10% of her. And it's not always 6 feet, six figures, 6 inches, or whatever the fuck. So we don't hear about that enough in this community. I want y'all to know it's not always the same archetype of that guy. It usually is, more often than not. 60, 70% of the time, it is.
A lot of the times, it's something that happened on said date. Because what I'm hearing a lot is a lot of the ghosting happens after that initial, that first date that a lot of men go on with these women. They might take them out somewhere and you may get a response, that same night just to let you know that they made it back, and then you don't hear from them again. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of times it's something that happened on that date that she didn't like. Whether it was on the up and up, or was it just self-consciously, because let's keep it real, a lot of women get turned off easily. They just do. First of all, we already know that dating part of it is when the two people, man and woman, get to really see each other mannerisms, see how they act in public. And that's what dating is for. That's all about vetting, courting, whatever the case may be, for both ends. But if we being all the way real, and I'm not taking up for the women on this, but I'm being real, sometimes it's not nothing crazy out there. It be something that you did, no matter how small, no matter how big. Like I said, a lot of women get turned off easily, whether it's a date, whether y'all just chilling, whether you've been knowing the woman for years or what have you. Women get turned off easily. They all do. They all do, no matter how young, how old, or whatever. So a lot of times, a lot of men sit back, and I know y'all do this, keep it a buck. Y'all play back the date in your mind, like, where did I go wrong at? For me, it's been years. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been on a date with somebody in years. It's been a long time. That's neither here nor there. But I know your average man's mindset. And you're gonna play, like, if you don't hear from that chick again, you're gonna play back that date. Like, damn, I'm trying to think, man. She was smiling. She seemed happy. Where did I? So that's just one of the reasons. Not saying it's right or wrong, because like I said, women get turned off by the smallest things, but it happens. Secondly, another reason why women ghost men after these dates or what have you is because y'all gotta understand the woman's mind frame. This woman get her rocks off by just going on a date.
I mean, yeah. Are men still taking women out on dates in 2024? I'm gonna say it again. The rule should be we need to talk for hours for a week before I even decide to take you on a date. I forgot what I said the test was. I said, you need to talk to a woman at least 3 hours over the phone before y'all go on a date. And most women these days aren't gonna pass the 3 hour on the phone test before she earns a date. And then a lot of guys these days, they like, look, you gotta give me the skins first. And then maybe we can go out on some dates. I gotta see that you at least like me enough to F me before I spend $1 on you. And I get that logic. I really do. But yeah, she's getting off just on going on a date. I'm gonna get some free food. I'm gonna have this clown ass nigga entertain me, take me out. I get to dress up. I get to take Instagram pictures. I get to take pictures of the plate. I mean, she can't lose. In a sense, she can't lose. And let's just say for some crazy reason, I'm feeling the chemistry and the vibe, and I'm gonna get some D at the end of the night, guaranteed if I want some. So yeah, she can't lose. What did she lose by ghosting you? See, that's another thing guys gotta get. You have to make women invest in you to the point where, like I said, she got something invested in the relationship too, or even the talking phase. I didn't talk on the phone with this nigga for 3 hours, even though that's not a big deal, but it is an investment. I didn't got to know this dude for 3 hours on the phone. He calling me every day. Uh, I paid for the date. So if y'all go Dutch, that's another investment that she's making. That's gonna make her, I would say, less likely to ghost you. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas. Everybody hit the like button. But my general point is you have to make a woman invest in you too. It has to be reciprocal and mutual. Because I mean, let's say you've been talking to a chick for a month, and you done took her on 4 dates and paid for all the dates, and you called and text you invested everything for that 4 weeks. She don't got nothing to lose in ghosting you. She put nothing in this. She has to consider nothing far as what she invested into it. People are less likely to ghost what they invested in. You know what I mean? If you invested 5,000 in a stock, you ain't just gonna ghost the stock. I ain't worried about that stock at the moment. Yeah, I put 5,000 in it, but I ain't even worried about it. I ain't gonna check on it ever. I ain't gonna think about it again. I just ain't worried about it no more. I'm ghosting that stock, even though I invested 5,000 in it last week. No. Oh, here's Ism. Ism is back, y'all. He says, "Why does it always have to have a negative outcome? If you're not tricking, you have to put in some time." If you're not tricking, you have to put in some time. If you're trying to build, and let me put it like this: a lot of men. That's why a lot of men aren't dealing with women in any capacity anymore because they just feel like it's not worth the time or money. The payoff isn't worth the time and money most of the time. And let me break this down. Men's self-esteem get crushed in the process of trying to find this unicorn good woman. He's getting played, he's wasting money, he's getting ghosted year after year, date after date, talking stage after talking stage. That weighs on a human's mental after a while. To the point where some men just say, fuck, this shit ain't even worth it. I mean, maybe it's a good woman out there, but I can't take another 10 ghostings. I can't take another 10 failed talking stages. This shit ain't even worth it. I'd be better off putting my time in a business or something. But yeah, that's why I go back to what I said about before you even take a woman out on a date, I would say talk on the phone with her for 3 or 4 hours throughout the week. I promise you 80% of women these days aren't gonna pass that 3 or 4-hour phone conversation, um, test. They're not gonna pass that test. Um, and if you just out for buns, you would be better off finding a network of prostitutes, middle to high end prostitutes to start mingling with. You'd be better off doing that, man. Less mental anguish and probably less money. Let me talk about this real quick. The myth of the good woman. I'll say this. Women are only as good as their feelings and how can I word this? I was gonna say women are only as good as their feelings will allow them to be in that moment. And that's real shit. That's real shit. But another way I like to look at it as so yeah, no, there's no such thing as a good woman. That's where I'm at with it right now. There's some women who act better than other women, and there's some women who have certain motivations to act good depending on the situation and circumstance. Um, but for a woman to just be good for the sake of being good, nah. Some women will do good because they just feel like doing good. But like I said, their goodness is based on feelings, which in my opinion, goodness should be based on principle, not feelings. Um, Another way I would like to put it is a woman is only as good as her ability to submit to a good man. That's what I would say. I never look to women to do the right thing for the sake of the right thing. You're gonna just be disappointed damn near every time, bro. I'm gonna say that again. Never expect a woman to do the right thing just for right thing's sake.
Like, what? What?
You gotta ask yourself when you assessing a situation with a female, what does she get out of doing the right thing in this situation? And that's how you can understand a woman's mentality. Or that's how you can understand if she's gonna do the right thing or not. Now, if she's gonna benefit more than um than not for doing the right thing in that situation, then maybe you can you can think to yourself, okay, she might do the right thing in this situation. Um, Ism says good women exist. It's your job as a man to find her. I thought you dudes was lions and alpha wolves. I never said I'm a lion or alpha wolf. I don't care about those titles. Um, but let me tell you this: my ability to, if I was a lion or alpha wolf, a bitch wouldn't have nothing to do with it either way. My ability to get a bitch or maintain a bitch or weed out a bitch, in my opinion, wouldn't have any bearing on if I was an alpha wolf or a lion.
Whether she like you or not, I'm keeping it real. Women get off. They're in euphoria just from getting dressed, just from telling their friends they going somewhere, just from telling their friends about you, the new guy or whatever, the guy that's taking them, depending on how excited they is about you or whatever. Putting on makeup, wearing something revealing. Women are getting their rocks off just by that. Just by taking a selfie at a steakhouse. Her rocks is already off. Like I said, I'm not taking up for women. I'm giving y'all, the ones that don't know, a woman's mindset. That's all. Like on her list of check marks, you're way down here most of the time. You're way down here. You shouldn't be, and we're gonna get into that in a minute because that's another reason why women. But you shouldn't be down here. You should be up here. But you just your presence, just your allure, your aura is down here. Getting dressed, wearing a revealing outfit, getting to paint my face, all those things come before that. So once a woman rocks us off and she got a nice meal and she ain't have to pay for it, which a lot of the times I'm hearing women ain't putting nothing towards these dates, and I'm not saying this right or wrong, but I'm just keeping it real. Traditionally, overall, and modernly, a lot of men is fronting these dates, if we being real. So she like,
Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right damn now. When a woman like you, she will treat you on a date. Look, when a woman feeling you, bro, she'll damn near do anything. She'll transport some drugs to another state for you when she really like you. Let's be clear. When a woman really likes you, when um when a woman really likes you, she'll meet you at 3 in the morning. Wait, let me start over. Y'all know this story that I always tell. When a woman really like you, she will drive 3 hours. She will drive 3 hours in the middle of the night to come see you for an hour, and then drive 3 hours back just to get 1 hour of sleep to wake up in the morning and go to work. Let me say that again. She will drive at 3 in the morning for 3 hours to come see you for an hour just to drive back and get an hour of sleep before work when she really like you. So she'll definitely pay for a date for you, and she'll definitely go 50-50 on a date with you if she really like you. That's a good way to test if a woman like you. You know, say, you know what, I got the first date, but we doing something cheap. After she passed the 3 hour talk test, say, yeah, I'll take you out on a date. Something cheap, low key, feed the birds, get a slice of pizza. And then guess what? You got the next date on you. And when a woman really like you, she be like, okay. You will be surprised what a woman will accept or be okay with when she genuinely likes you. But most men will never experience that. Or maybe once or twice in their life at most. But that's not going to be a regular occurrence for most men. Most men are in a position where they happy to just get some attention from a woman. That's how down bad they are, and that's how beat down they've been as far as their self-esteem because they've been rejected and played by women since they were a kid. So the first woman to agree on a date and smile at him, he like, I found the one type shit. And I'm not even clowning them because I understand. It's just human nature. If you keep getting played by women and women act like they don't like you, it's gonna break you down. But you got to be strong, fellas. Got to be strong.
I didn't have to spend anything. I got to get dressed. I got to wear that revealing behind outfit, or even if it ain't revealing, I'm just using that as a metaphor. I got to get dressed. I got to paint my face. I went to this new place I never been to before, or I heard about, or I ain't been to in a while. Her rocks is off. You're like the icing on the cake, like, okay, let's see what this guy about. There's almost a lethargic attitude because it's like all this stuff was euphoric. I got the prep, I got to lay my joint on.
Okay, Ism is saying you should do a video on that loser dude. I think his name is Short and Bald Loser Guy. We'll take a look at it. Okay, let's talk about that. Get up here. Get up here, dog. Get up here. Get up here. Use the steps. No, use the steps. Use these. Come on. Okay. Define this says there's no such thing as MGTOW. You chose nothing. You were sent your own way. Okay, I get what you mean. Define is basically this theory that you can only go your own way if you was pulling bitches in the first place. I get that. I get it. Um, I would say, I mean, here's the thing. What you're saying is only true as if a guy just literally never could get a woman, and then he just all of a sudden said, "I'm going my own way." Then yeah, he didn't go his own way. He's basically an incel, and you could say he got sent his own way. But even if a guy was pulling a couple here and there, I would still say he qualifies for being able to say he went his own way. But if you just couldn't attract a woman to save your life ever, and then you just conveniently want to say I'm going my own way, then yeah, you're an incel who got sent their own way. I would agree.
My outfit in the bed the night before. I got to tell all my girlfriends in the group chat that I'm going somewhere. I got to take a bunch of pictures for Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, let's short ball loser guy. Let's see. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, let's get the donations up. I'm looking to meet $15. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Um, $5 makes you the live stream sponsor. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. Let's see. Short ball loser guy. Short bald loser guy.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Alex. Welcome in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
Yes, I do.
And there's a bit of a glare, the light. That's why I was like, can we see
Let
you?
me
We can't.
see.
You're hiding. Yeah, we need to see you, girl.
That better?
All right. Yes. Welcome in. Okay.
End
So
of
what
my
brings you
day. I'm
up?
cooking dinner.
I don't know if this the video that you was talking about. I wouldn't say it went viral. Short and bald dude. Oh, O'Shea Duke Jackson is in his comment section. Okay. And ironically, this guy's at name is Sent My Own Way. That's hilarious. Mm, let's do.
So I'm a loser, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Um, I wasn't purposely trying to become a loser or anything along those lines, but
Let's just start right here. I'm glad we're doing this video. Let's start right here. He can get contacts. He can shave that beard up nice. He looks scrawny. Um, he could see. I don't know how much he could transform his body. I'm sure some of y'all in here probably know. I feel like some people just aren't gonna have a certain type of body no matter how much they work out and eat. But he could definitely get a better body. That's on him. That's something he has complete control over. He may be bald, that's fine. The glasses, he could get contacts. He could line up his beard better. He got some fucking dingy shirt on. He could learn how to dress better. All these things that I just laid out are things that are completely 100% in his control. I just named like 5 things he could do right now to be received better in the world in general by women and by men and by everybody. All that is in his favor, and he could do something. I'm positive there's something this man could do in his life to get his money up more. Maybe not 100K, but let's just say he making 40K. There's something on his plan. He could go back to school and get another degree to up his income. I just named 6 or 7 things this dude could do that's completely in his fucking control to better his life. So I don't want to hear him bitching, because some stuff is out of your control. The sound of your voice, your height, whatever, you know. But I mean, it's still no point in being a victim. But if I was gonna feel sorry, okay, I could, maybe he can get some sympathy out of me because, oh damn, I'm short, I'm bald, and I got a girly voice. I could maybe have some empathy and sympathy for that. But shit that you have complete control over that you're not doing, I don't feel for you, bro. So if he want any sympathy or empathy for me for not being able to get bitches, he would need to go work out first, learn how to dress, get some contacts, line up his beard, and get his money up 10 more thousand, and then he could come back and holler at me.
I don't know. So I'm a loser, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro.
Then the fact that you calling yourself a loser, you need to get your self-esteem up. That's something you could work on too. But this is how you get your self-esteem up. Start going to the gym, start caring about how you dress. Like if you do the shit that I told you at the beginning of this video, your self-esteem will naturally start growing up. And let me be very clear about this, very clear. Having low self-esteem and no confidence is the main reason why you not gonna succeed with bitches. If you don't got no confidence, don't even try to get no bitches. You wasting your time, even because even if, let's just say he was 6'3", buff, handsome as fuck. If you got low self-esteem and your confidence is weak and shit, that's not gonna last long. You might get some pussy here and there just off the look, but far as maintaining a bitch for any amount of time or having anything real, no, that's not gonna happen. And you probably still even gonna struggle just to get pussy. I don't care how good and tall you look and muscular you are. If you looking down and sound like you unsure of yourself, bitches ain't trying to fuck that, and definitely not trying to stay with that. Even if she do bypass it just because we look good, let me see if he fuck good. She's not trying to stay with nobody like that. And I wouldn't blame a woman for not wanting to stay with a guy like that. See, a lot of men think women are just gonna like them, just like me for me, because I'm a human and I'm a pretty nice guy. That's not how the dating market work, bro. That ain't how the world work. Men ain't gonna respect you just because you're a human and you seem like a nice guy. Men don't give a fuck about that. That's not what they look for when they're looking for what they should respect about a man. And I mean, I don't hate you. I'm not shitting on you. I'm not roasting you. I hope you success. I hope you get it together. I'm just giving it to you raw and real, bro. Trying to help you.
So I'm a loser, man.
Hold on, I hate to keep stopping it. Hold on. And I hate to keep stopping it. But let me say this. Hold on. Actually think he a good looking cat.
And so you've been a homosexual all your life, you said earlier, right?
He's actually not a bad looking dude. No homo. But y'all know what you want the truth? You want me to tell you the truth? I actually think you're a good looking cat. I don't think they could see it. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I gotta play it. And then we'll get back into this. Everybody hit the like button. Let's get the donations up.
Something in confidence. I know this is gonna sound weird, but am I good looking? Do you think a woman would find me attractive?
Oh my God! Oh my God, the blood. Oh, wait, Andy.
Never mind.
Wait, Andy, hold up,
Listen, this is embarrassing for me. This is hard to talk about.
Are you ready for my honest answer?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're a good-looking cat. I don't think that anybody knows it, and I don't think anybody can see it.
Well, that's why.
Nope. If he took the glasses off, shaped the beard up, put on a fresh outfit, he could turn some heads. You know what I mean? Well, he said he's short too, so yeah. Now that is brutal if you short. So I do got sympathy and empathy for niggas that's short. That's rough because bitches is not checking for no short nigga usually. But you can overcome it. You can still overcome it, but it is rough. I do feel for you off the shortness. I forgot about the shortness. Okay, define. I think define this as black pill, and I'm completely a trillion percent against black pill. Um, define this as he's a sub 5. I don't think he's a sub 5 at all. This dude can definitely pull off being a 7. Get some contacts, shape up his beard, put on a fresh ass outfit. Shit, if he ain't a 7, he could pass as a 7 if you do what I just told him to do. I don't think he's a bad looking guy. No, no homo. I don't think he's a bad looking guy. Y'all let me know. Nobody will call you gay. Let me know if y'all think this dude is like what y'all think. So define this acts like self improvement is bullshit. How is self improvement bullshit? How is bettering yourself not valid? Even if doing it won't get you bitches, how is it still not a valid thing to do in life? Why I definitely believe in self improvement, just for the sake of yourself, for your own self esteem, so you can stop with this doomer shit. It's fucking put all this doomer gloom. I mean, maybe y'all think I'm a doomer and gloom and whatever. I mean, I can be cynical and pessimistic, but I'm not that cynical and pessimistic. Well, life just sucks and girls don't like me. And what's the point of all this? No, I'll never get like that. That's just gay. What? No, no. Um, let's continue.
So I'm a loser, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Um, I wasn't purposely trying to become a loser or anything along those lines, but I don't know. I kind of saw me going down the least popular path in life.
Okay, I had to stop it again. So define this as even if doing it won't get you bitches, so there is no point. Grind to just grind. No, there is a point. The point of life isn't a bitch. The point of life isn't a bitch. Like having things that you care about and that you're willing to put effort in every day is what makes life worth living. Getting even if it's I'm got to get up and go to the gym. Purpose. It gives you purpose and meaning in life. Got to get up and go to the gym. Got to keep this body right. Oh well, let me check out the new fashion magazines. I'm gonna get fresh just for myself. I ain't trying to get no bitches, but I'm into fashion, so I'm gonna keep up on the new latest fashion. Not to be materialistic, and maybe that was a bad example because that's what y'all gonna think. But it's waking up to what I want to learn how to cook a new dish every day for the rest of my life. I'm sure there's thousands of fucking dishes to make. You know what? I'm into it. Tonight when I get off of work, I'm about to learn me a new dish to make. Self improvement. It gives you purpose and meaning in life to wake up and have something you care about. Care about keeping your body together. Care about wearing fresh, nice clothes. Care about making a new dish every day. Care about. I'm about to read a new book. I want to learn about the stock market today. I want to learn about how do they make planes. I'm about to really get into just the fucking aerodynamics or whatever the fuck. You gotta have something to wake up for in the morning. I want to be a really good basketball player. Every day after work, I'm gonna go to the gym so I can work on my shot. I want to get good at basketball. There's so much shit that you can get into that make you feel fulfilled in life and make you feel like you got something to wake up for in the morning, not a bitch. That's what ism keeps talking about. So define this and ism. They're putting too much weight in a bitch, like in one way or another. The player dudes put too much weight in the bitch because their validation come from I pull bitches. The black pill dudes is putting too much weight in the bitch because like if I can't get a bitch, what's the point of life? No, bitches aren't that important in general on either sides of the spectrum. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
So I'm a loser, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Um, I wasn't purposely trying to become a loser or anything along those lines, but I don't know. I kind of saw me going down the least popular path in life. Um, and I don't know. I just didn't steer clear from it, man. I just kept on going. Like I seen I was going the wrong way and just said, "Fuck it, I'm already on this downtrodden path, so I'm gonna continue." Type shit. That ass, like that's really how it was for me. And I'm a loser, not in the sense that I'm unproductive or don't do anything uh useful in my life. You know, I I still work a full-time job as of right now. You know, definitely have a pretty good savings. I'm um financially savvy, smart. You know what I'm saying? My finances are in order, shit like that. But I don't really have hobbies, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like y'all gonna say I'm crying about my height, but it is what it is, bro. Like this is a common reoccurrence on this channel at this point. So I don't know. I just found out my shit was cooked. I just found out I'm romantically cooked as far as my SMV goes because because of immutable characteristics. Keyword height. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, that kind of that kind of led me going down the wrong path, man. And it left me feeling like complacent with where I am in life. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a very comfortable spot in life, but it's like I feel like you should never be complacent in life. Because once you're complacent, I feel like that's when death comes earlier.
Okay. He said he got his finances together. Um, I have this meme for that.
What does that mean? What is for credits? I don't know what that means.
Hold on, I don't even know if my memes are working. So no, anyway, I no, yeah, they working. So I don't know what that means. So what does finances together mean? Y'all can let me know in the comment section. What does what does having your finances together mean? In my opinion, having your finances together means you're gonna have a really comfortable retirement. That's to me, that's what having your finances together means. You're on track to have a really comfortable retirement. And actually, I'll call that having it together. But being financially good, I would say, by my definition, my metric is you can retire early. When you can retire early, yeah, your finances is good. When you can retire at 55, 50, 55, that's when motherfuckers is really good. As far as having a good savings, I don't know if you can save your way into retirement. You have to invest your way into retirement, I think. But I mean, I'm no financial guru, but I'm pretty sure it's not about saving because the value of the dollar is going down. But what do I know? But he said something about I'm romantically cooked. This defeatist attitude is just not gonna. It's just not productive. Yeah, that's what I thought. X, become a passport bro and get you a short Filipino or Asian girl. Yeah, see now the wheels are turning. You know, and even if you can't become a passport bro, at some point you got to just focus on some other shit. I get it. We all want companionship on some level. Even the most MGTOW, whatever, you want companionship on some level. Um, but there's solutions to shit. Pay a bitch to hang out with you. Pay the prostitute an extra 50 to watch a movie with you. You know, it's ways around shit. It really is ways around shit. Yeah, some men look, I'm gonna be honest. Let's talk about tricking. Ism is talking about tricking. What's your definition of tricking? Can a husband trick on his wife? Like what? I don't see a problem with. Well, I guess it depends on what your definition of tricking. I'm cool with tricking. I'm just not cool with simping. I'll pay you $40. You suck my cock. Fair exchange. Nobody got played. Nobody was a sucker. You know, if I'm a sucker for paying for a blowjob, I'm a sucker for buying a TV. I'm just paying for a service. I don't think that makes me a bad guy. I mean, yeah, maybe just become a passport, bro. If that don't work, still move on some other way. You got to move on with life, bro. You got to find a way to move on with life. We only get one. Try to enjoy the shit. Try to make the best out of it. Or you could always delete yourself. But whatever you do, I mean, I'm not advocating that, but whatever you do, don't just sit around bitching for the next 50 years. Like that's more pathetic. I almost rather you just take yourself out like a G instead of just sitting around bitching and moaning for the next 50 years. So the three options: do something about it, improve yourself, become a passport bro. That's like one option. Constantly work on trying to get a solution to your problem for the rest of your life. That's one option. Um, the other option is just get over it and focus on some other shit for the rest of your life. Or the third option is you could always delete yourself.
Shit like that, you know. And I kind of do want to get this simulation over with. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't know, man. I kind of I feel like I let my younger self down, but not really so much in a sense because I didn't know that height would be this drastic to overall life quality for men. So it's like, you know, I couldn't foresee what I'm experiencing now as a child. But I don't know. Like I said, I really don't have a social life. I don't have friends or anything like that, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm not
Friends are overrated. Hey, you started a YouTube channel, you might get some online friends now, but friends are overrated, man. Most men, I don't think, have friends like that, especially when you get older, man. Especially when you get older. Maybe adopt some kids. Maybe they can give you some purpose in life. I think it's pretty hard. I don't know if it's still like that, but I thought it was pretty hard for single men to adopt kids. You know, they might be chomos. But you could try to adopt kids. There's so many different things you could do in life, bro, to take up your time. And like I said at the beginning of this video, there's so many things you could do to improve your chances of getting a bitch. Now, I'm not saying companionship doesn't matter, but I'm saying if you can't get it, I mean, just move on, bro. Or keep trying to get it and do different things to get it. But what shouldn't be on the table is I'm gonna piss and moan for the next 50 years about how I can't get a bitch. That shouldn't be an option on any man's table. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Okay, define this as asking if I ever asked, do women need to change? I can't help but notice this is becoming a female defense show. At what point did I defend women in this video? Please educate me on where I'm defending women. And define this, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Women have never changed and never will change when it comes to their core programming. I mean, society changed, and all that did was amplify who women already were since the caveman days. Women haven't changed, they just got more freedom to be who they really were. They have more freedom to express who they really are in a major way. They were just being suppressed before all the other hundreds of years. Now they can really be them true selves now that they can get jobs in their own place. So if you're holding your breath for women to change, yeah, look, I wouldn't hold my breath, bruh. You ain't gonna make it past 15 minutes holding your breath for that. Bro, I don't know how long people can hold their breath, but y'all know what I mean. So anybody who watching my channel hoping that one day women change, women are the same as they always been. Now they just have the freedom to really show their true colors. But don't hold your breath on women changing. Now society may get so bad where they're forced to start acting right again, but that doesn't mean they changed.
like that, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm not on that type of time with it. I actually don't mind it. I'm fine with it. It's called being self-actualized, self-realized, and understanding and accepting who you are as a person. And I kind of came to this realization a couple years back that yeah, I might be a loser, man. Because why don't I have friends, bro? Why don't I have friends? Why don't I have a social life? Why don't I have hobbies outside of making money? Really, my only hobby is fucking doing crypto, which is, of course, I got into crypto to make money. Like, I got into crypto uh, back when I was in college, before this bull run even started type shit, years back. You know what I'm saying? I was writing 8-page papers on crypto, just hoping to make it. And then eventually I would make it, which is crazy to me. It's truly a blessing. But, you know, um, I forgot what this whole video was about for real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all niggas, man. Still feeling a little under the weather, so that's affecting my voice. Hope y'all don't mind. Anyway,
Touch on this too. It's easy for blue pill guys who never really had a woman to pedestalize having a woman. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Trust me. That's one of the main concepts of my channel. It's not going to be all it's cracked up to be. Even if this young man right here found a quote unquote good woman, whatever that means. But no, we'll just say a good woman, a decent woman, a woman who most of us would consider a halfway decent woman, flaws and all. It's not what you think it's going to be, bro. You constantly got to manage that woman and her emotions, and it's going to be a roller coaster even if she is a so-called good woman. It's not gonna be this happy bliss and I finally have a companion. My life is great now and so fulfilling. That's not what relationships really are, but you don't know that because you've never been in a real one probably. Go ask the men who have been married for 30 years what you're missing. And they're gonna tell you not much. I assure you, mother-in-laws and drama and shit, you're not missing as much as you think you're missing. That's the one thing I want incels and black pill men to get through their thick fucking skulls. Don't get me wrong, there's some upsides to having a companion, but it's not as great as you think it's gonna be. I promise you that.
boys, hope y'all don't mind. Anyway, in regards to what I was talking about, I don't really have a social life. I don't. I'm saying I never felt it imperative, especially as an adult. Like maybe when you're younger, you kind of want a social life and you kind of want to connect with.
Let me say this too. When like I said, having a life is gonna make your life better. Having things you care about, having things you're into, getting hobbies, making friends. It's gonna make your life better and it's gonna make you happier, even if it doesn't get you a bitch. But it also is really gonna improve your chances of getting a bitch. So it's knocking down two birds with one stone for sure. You're not gonna go find a guy who says, you know, I'm really fit now. I got friends and I got a bunch of hobbies, but I didn't get a bitch, so I regret, getting friends and getting hobbies and getting fit and healthy. I wish I would have never got healthy and made friends and got hobbies that I'm really into because I didn't get a bitch from it. No. Are you never gonna find a guy who got rich so he can get women, and then getting rich didn't get him women, so he like, damn, I wish I never got rich because it didn't get me no bitches.
What kind of shit is that?
You're younger, you kind of want to social life and you kind of want to connect with different souls in this universe. But for me, it's just whatever, bro. I mean, it ain't shit. I'm not fully opposed to having friends or bonding with other people, but it's just I don't really care for it. Like, give or take, and I'm likely gonna leave that on the table. I don't really care for relationships or friendships like that.
Okay, define this. What's your solution? Define this. I don't have any of the answers. Everything I'm saying is wrong. So okay, let's say I roll with what you talking about. It's hopeless. If you a sub five, you're never gonna have companionship. Okay, now what? Let's just say you're right. Cool. You a sub five. There's nothing you can do to get a woman to be with you. Okay, now where do we go from there? Let's say I'm with you. You're right. If you're a sub five, you have absolutely 0% chance of ever attracting a woman ever. Let's say I'm going with your narrative. Okay, now what do you do with your life? I'ma wait. I got time. Imma wait. Imma wait until we till because define this got all the answers. So let's on this premise, I'm agreeing with you. If you sub five, you have a negative 0% chance of ever getting a woman or attracting a woman. Okay, so now what do you do with your life? We waiting, y'all. I ain't saying shit until I get a response. Okay, so define this says I wish I had the answer. I wasn't demanding that answer. That's not my issue. Okay, well, don't criticize my answers. If I'm coming up with solutions, then I don't want to hear you shoot down all my solutions if you don't have any solutions. Is that fair? That got to be fair. I wish I had the answer. I wasn't demanding that answer. Okay, so Khalil says Glocktavius get 304s and he don't have a job or a place to stay. So fucking what? He look better than you, nigga, and he got more of an edge. Stop hating. Yeah, he got that aura, nigga, and you don't. But you gonna cry about it? Or you gonna try to get the aura or just move on with your life? That's my point. Like, and define this says I'm asking the wrong question. Well, tell me the right question to ask, then define this. Okay, okay. Define this says all I'm saying is you can't keep demanding men to be better and do better with zero incentives, because that's where we are. No, the incentive is purpose. The incentive is developing discipline. The incentive is developing self-esteem. The incentive is just to be better for the sake of being better. The incentive is unlocking new levels of evolution, you know, discovering things that you would have never discovered if you didn't put in the effort. Discovering things about yourself that you would have never discovered if you didn't put in the effort. Surprising yourself, like I didn't know I could ever accomplish something like that. That beautiful feeling that you think a bitch gonna give you can get that from other things too. Damn, I didn't know I can get my body this swole and muscular looking. Wow. Like I'm really impressed with myself. And at this point I'm so impressed with myself and happy about this accomplishment. I don't even give a damn if it get me a bitch. You always gotta try to find something new to chase and get up for in the morning. Cause once you get the bitch, you're gonna get bored with that too. Trust me, I've had a bitch. And I can tell you from experience, after that high wear off of finally getting a companion, finally getting a Stacy, and that's another thing. Look, that's gonna wear off, and then you're gonna have to find the next thing to chase. So, and here's another thing. A lot of these sub five niggas, bro, y'all delusional if you think you getting a Stacy. It's motherfucker dudes who are certified eights who ain't pulling no 8, 9, or 10 bitch. And I got a whole thing about 8, 9, and 10 women are horrible people to be in long-term relationships with. So the fact that y'all think, see, and let me call out this bullshit. Okay, let me ask you this, define this. If a slightly chubby 5 woman wanted to be with you, would you be with her? If she was a great woman, she was an excellent woman, the perfect woman, other than she's a 5 and she a little chubby, would you be with her? Because if not, I don't want to hear this shit. You ain't really looking for companionship then. If you wouldn't be with a chubby 5 who's a wonderful woman, then you ain't really looking for companionship and you just as shallow as Stacy and Chad. How about that? How about that? Hey, when did I say looks don't matter? I never. When did? Hey, okay. I need my chat. I need my people in my chat to let me know at what point in this live stream did I say looks don't matter at all. Looks matter a whole lot in the dating market, but if you don't look good, there's other shit you can improve to improve your chances. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it. So now define this as saying he wouldn't date a chubby 5. He have been lucky enough to be approved by pretty women. So what's the problem? Wait, he said you cannot be ugly and still be black pilled. What? I would think the most black pilled people are the ugly ones because they feel hopeless. I don't understand. I don't understand. So wait, you're saying you could get a bitch, but you complaining that I'm lost now. So you pull bitches, define, but then you on this black pill hopeless shit. I don't understand. So you're a Chad preaching to sub fives that it's hopeless in the dating market? Well, that seemed like an asshole thing to do.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Oh man, I gotta make that a separate video. I said a lot of good shit in that rant. Hate to pat myself on the back, but I definitely gotta make that a separate video. Cause somebody remind me to make that a separate video. If you don't see it come out in the next couple of weeks, I gotta remind myself. Matter of fact, I might chop it up today and edit it and make that a separate video. Um, I'm gonna get off here in a minute. Um, let's get the donations up. I'm trying to get something before I log off, even if it's $5. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat, or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Um, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm about to. Oh, Howard Dare is still doing his thing, huh? Haven't seen Howard Dare in a minute. Now, Howard Dare was one of the first MGTOW Red Pill people I started listening to. He was in that batch of the first ones. Oh, we might need to go over this later too. All right, I'm gonna play this. I'll be right back.
All right, I have tried to enter a wonderful, magnanimous, eloquent introduction to this video 2 times now. I have failed 2 times. So we're just going to start, and I'm going to go right off rip. Men seem to make life for women worse. Single U.S. women share their woes of dating in 2025. Men seem to make life for women worse. See, this is psychopathic emotional gaslighting at its finest. Now, this is not the women's fault. This is something you will not hear from most manosphere people. This is not the women's fault. They have complied through their agreeable nature for their entire lives and have been trained by a total subjugation campaign propagated by the global elites and funded through the central bankers to squeeze you out of your American birthright, which is the American dream, a family, children, life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. You can't have any of those things anymore. Go read The Creature from Jekyll Island. And now the gaslight campaign against the God-ordained and God-intended union of man and woman. He made man and women in his image to be a helpmate to the man. That's biblical. That's righteous. That's real. And guys, plate spinners, nowhere in Judeo law, the law books and the Old Testament and New Testament, nowhere do they say more plates, more dates. One woman. That's an aside anyway. Here's why some women feel like there's little hope in the current dating pool of men if they're still in the market for one. I might lose it on this one. I might actually lose it on this one. I don't even know why I attempted to make some kind of like overarching poetic introduction to this at all. I think that just reading through it is going to be torture enough. Look at this. This illustration is perfect. This little old woman over here shooting an archer's arrow into this massive, bright red beating heart. A target almost impossible to miss because it is larger than her, and she's standing, what? 1 standard unit, if you use her as a unit of measure, 1 height unit away from her. You have to be trying. It's a great illustration because look at it. You have to literally be trying to miss that. You have to be trying to miss that heart. I shot archery for years. It's a thing. So right off the bat, our illustration is already showing you the inversion of the truth. Men seem to make life for women worse. Should we find out why us pesky, dirty boys, naughty, oh, there you want the sexy times. No. You should just be happy with making money and paying half of it to the state. And then maybe we'll give you some crumbs to go pay some interest to some bankers. So maybe you can live in a shack in a noise-rattled neighborhood where you never get to sleep, where you just, and we'll give you unlimited free pornography. And that's another thing, the mass socio-psychological gaslighting campaign that has been wrought upon the American public since the destruction of the nuclear family. and the moral core of this nation since we ceased being a Christian people, a Christian nation, a moral people. Now we just live to whatever hot wife video, 4chan gift boards feed us. And it's all deliberate. Look at the kind of content they produce on those sites. It's all that BBC hot wife cuck stuff. It's horrible. It's heinous for you. Don't watch it. Stop. I'm working on it too. But that's literally the only sexual outlet most men get. And then conversely, on the women's side, they gaslight women up to this point where they expect perfect and they don't get it. And then they're our age in their mid-30s and they have nothing. So let's see what these people. Jedediah Ote. Is this a man? Is this a man or a woman? Okay, I'm clicking on. Okay, it is a woman. Okay. There's our author. I'm just for the function of this article and reviewing this article. That's the author. Twitter, Jetty says, I'm not even going to bother. By 2030, 45% of prime working age women in the U.S., defined as women aged between 25 and 44. Look, now it's prime working age women. Remember working age men, the prime working age men? Now it's prime working age women, 25 to 44, will be prime birthing. Like, actually, the 44 is pretty old for birthing. 18 to 30 is prime birthing age. 25 to 44 will be single, according to the Census Bureau historical data and Morgan Stanley forecasts. The largest share in history. Hundreds of those women from across the U.S. shared with The Guardian why they were single, how they felt about it, and what they would be looking for in a future partner if they were still in the market for one. I hate being single after my last relationship broke down. Sarah, 43, a sales representative from California. I miss having someone to cook for, to share things with. But now my motto is my alone feels so good. I'll only have you if your presence is sweeter than my solitude. Holy God. What's this link to? Okay. Just a Sarah, 43, no picture. Many of the responses were surprisingly similar. The most frequently listed qualities women said they were looking for in a partner were kindness and emotional intelligence, mental and physical health, shared value. Yeah, let's be honest. Hot. They forgot to say hot, hair, tall, ambition, and the only white women I see coupled up out in public, at church, wherever, is with really tall men, like 6'5" men. And it doesn't seem to matter if they're jacked or not. It's just tall. They want really tall. It's wild how quickly that became a thing. I never noticed it before. But the only white women I see coupled up that are actually hot, like not schlubby white women, that they're with really tall men.
Okay, let's go back. Where's my phone? Hold on. Let me find my phone. Can y'all give a rating to him on a scale from 1 to 10? I actually don't think this guy's that bad looking either. Lose the glasses, shape up the beard. I don't think this is an ugly guy. That's just me. Let me know. Put a number below. Men have always dated down. I mean, men date down. Women date up and men date down. If you're red pilled or black pilled, that should be a general concept that you accept. Women date up, men date down. But let me find my phone. I'll be right back. But put a number in the chat of what you think he is on a scale from 1 to 10. I think he could be a 6 or 7 with a little makeover. At least a 6. Um, let's see. Ivan says he's an 8. X says he's a 6. Yeah, I think he's a 6'7". First or second wave only. Currently, one third wave feminism is just about giving women an advantage over men across the board, and I don't support. Is that not equality? Well, y'all know I don't support the concept of uh equality amongst the sexes. I think men are better than women, and men should control women for the most part. Not any man, but she should be controlled by her father and then controlled by her husband. Yeah, men have to date down, especially men who are. I mean, even okay. I would say the average 7 guy has to get him a 4 or 5. I feel like it's always been like that. Men date down, women date up. So even if you're a 6, you're gonna be lucky to get a 5. If you're a 7, you're still lucky to get a 5. So Neo, what do you give him? You saying we give him too much credit? Oh, you give him a 4? I mean, I even gave him a 8. I don't know if I give him a 8, but this is definitely not an ugly guy. 5 at worst. I wouldn't say this is like I wouldn't see him out and about like, damn, you see that dude over here? He ugly as fuck. Like, no, I wouldn't say that. He's just a regular looking dude. I mean, yeah, cool. Look, we should be able to agree on a 5. He's just a regular dude. I think he has a symmetrical face. Yeah.
How quickly that became a thing. I never noticed it before. But the only white women I see coupled up that are actually hot, like the hot, like not schlubby white women, that they're with really tall men.
Look, I'm gonna say this right now. First off, I'm gonna say hot women are the worst women to be in relationships with. They're selfish, like they high maintenance. They think they deserve the world. It's never enough. I I would never try to get into a serious relationship with an 8, 9, or 10. So let's just start there. I think it's fucking stupid for men who are 5s and 6s or even 7s to expect that they're gonna get an 8, 9, or 10. But especially if you're a 5. Like if you just an average looking dude, you goofy as fuck for thinking I'm trying to get me a hot chick. You don't know, you're not getting a hot chick, dude. Just like a 5 woman isn't getting a Chad. That's stupid to think you getting one. I don't have any sympathy for these fucking 5 dudes out here like, man, I'm so pissed I can't get an 8. Like, are you fucking retarded, man?
How do you lack so much self awareness that you don't see how stupid all of this is?
I'm not saying everybody has to date fat women, but if she's not fat, her face isn't gonna be anything. I mean, look, man. Are people really mad at the dating market and the way it works? I'm not mad at it. It just is what it is, man. That's what I want to preach on my channel. Being mad about anything is pretty much pointless. Being mad about Trump, being mad about girls don't like me. What the fuck is the point of being mad? What is that gonna do for your life? Being mad or pissed about anything, really? I mean, I guess there's use that anger and do something productive and constructive with it, or use it to go down to the soup kitchen and feed the homeless or something. I mean, just being pissed just because I'm pissed and I'm just pissed. I don't see the point. But no, all people don't have to date fat women. But look, if we looked at all the women in America who were married and all the men who are married, they're not the hottest people. They're not. And that's really a curse of a lot of, especially women. I always say pretty women are cursed. They always seem to fail in the dating market, even though they're so hot. They never can maintain a relationship or get a marriage or a 20-year marriage or anything. They're just hot just to get fucked by jads for the rest of their life and never be able to facilitate a real meaningful relationship. Most of the people I know who marry, most of the people I see who are married, they're just regular looking fucking people. How many people do y'all see? How many regular guys do y'all see with some super hot wife? I mean, I'm sure it happens from time to time, but that's never going to be the norm. It never has been the norm. A bunch of average Joes with like nines or tens. When has that ever been the case?
Financial look, okay. Ambition and being hardworking, financial stability, masculinity and maturity, and willingness to commit to an equal monogamous. Look at that, equal monogamous relationship as well. In many cases, having a family. In many cases, I love how family is literally the last thing on this list. It's literally the last thing on this list. One of the phrases respondents used the most.
My channel is trying to teach men after the honeymoon phase and after the kids come, you're not gonna want that woman anymore, really. The honeymoon phase was great. Having kids was great. But women are a depreciating liability that's gonna become more bitchy and unlikable the more the years go by. So I just me being somebody who's been in years relationships with women, bro, it's not what it's cracked up to be, I promise. I promise you, bro. Promise you. I'm speaking define this. I don't know. I'm speaking to you from the other side of the fence. And I'm telling you, you're overrating having a wife and kids and having a woman pick you and choose you and be with you for 50 years.
Most was that they were looking for a partner capable of adding to or enhancing their life. As in, someone who will dance on their hands and knees like a trained monkey. Oh, wait, I added that part. Someone who was entirely self sufficient and capable of adding romance, children, or a unique intellectual connection to their lives. The boyfriend store. They don't want a human being. They just want a boyfriend store. A large number of women complained about past suitors who had been lacking effort or unable to keep up. Do you believe them? I don't. A lot of men seem to actively make life worse for women instead of better. Hey, ladies, I know this falls on deaf ears every time I say it. But when you say a lot of men seem to actively make life worse for women, can you date different men? Now when you hear that phrase, women date different men, you immediately go, oh, he wants me to date 15 men at once. All Chads, all Henry Cavills, all Viggo Mortensen. Trust me, my ex was gooning on the couch next to fucking. We watched this movie with like Gary Sinise and Viggo Mortensen, and there was some chick in it that was like cheating on Gary Sinise with Viggo Mortensen, and then he killed Viggo Mortensen and she was just like sitting there like, there was like.
You know what Raymond need to do to get a woman? He need to fix his fucking teeth, shave his, line up his beard, and stop crying like a bitch on his channel. No woman is gonna be attracted to some dude who's gloom and doom, wallowing in his sorrow. That shit is gay and soft as fuck. I don't know if a woman want to hear that shit. You think that make a pussy wet? You think that make a woman want to be with you? I don't blame any woman for not wanting to be with Raymond. He sits around and cries and fucking sound depressed and complains all day like a little bitch. A bitch don't want to be with a bitch. So I fuck with Raymond, but if we talking about who I feel sorry for because he can't get a bitch, it ain't him. Stop crying, nigga, and man the fuck up. You don't deserve a bitch unless you man up. How about that? You got to man the fuck up, bro. Let's give it to him raw. Let's give it to him raw. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Raymond, it's not gonna be some 8'9" Stacy. Get that out of your thick skull, Raymond. Get it out of your skull. And my whole channel, one of the big concepts on my channel is once you get with that 8, 9, 10 Stacy, trust me, you won't want to be with her once you see what she really is. Man the fuck up, Raymond, and fix your teeth, and maybe you can get a bitch. And stop crying all the damn time. You coming from this crying position. Nobody respects that. Okay. Okay. Men don't respect it. Women don't respect it. Nobody should respect it. God doesn't respect it.
A scene where it's a tracking shot from above down into a river and they were having sex in the river. Fucking, what was that guy's name in The Lord of the Rings? Legolas, Viggo Mortensen, Aragorn. And she's like sitting there like, I looked over at her. She was like biting her teeth. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. Little 2 and 2 together realizations right there for me. I'm like, whoa. Viggo Mortensen. Like, I love Lord of the Rings, but man,
He is a 6, but being a 6 don't attract a bitch just because you a 6. Bars. Even though I think he is 6, he still need to fix his teeth and line up his fucking beard. And personality-wise, more important than anything, physically, he needs to stop crying and man up and get some confidence and masculinity about himself. That's most important than anything. But just existing in the world as a 6 man don't pull bitches. We should know that by now.
it's hard. They just whatever. And then okay, yeah, then go down the rabbit hole of like Ren Fair chicks who, by the way, if you're into Ren Fair, there is a 100% guarantee you're into BDSM too, because those girls love to be tied up. It is wild, the stuff that they're into. Yeah, good luck being able to win their affections. By the way, though, you're never Sir Lancelot. You're only. It's just remember that scene in Garden State where he went to the castle, and it was his mom was working at the Ren Fair castle, and they went. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Babette 32. Look at, okay, there's a trend forming here. 43, 32. Obviously, I'm not making fun of any of these people, by the way. I'm citing real world journalistic examples. I'm reading an actual journalist article. I'm reporting on this. This is transformative content. I'm not attacking any of these people. Babette, a 32 beautician from New York City, echoed hundreds of other respondents across ages and socioeconomic backgrounds. I would love to have a partner. Let's say boyfriend. Can we say boyfriend? But it seems like men are super low effort, she said, not responding on dating apps, not effectively communicating, not wanting to plan dates. Boy, that sounds like every single interaction I've had with a woman on a dating app for the last 15 years. Literally, when I could actually get women to meet me for a drink at a bar pre-2015, because that's when it stopped.
I'm gonna just randomly say this. Ugly chicks are better companions to men than hot chicks are. I'm gonna say this. On average, fat chicks are probably better companions to men than fit chicks are. Just want to throw that out there.
Was pre-2015. It was like pulling teeth to get them to talk to you on the app. And then after I went bald, I got no matches on apps. Should I even check the apps this morning? I'm going to check them right now. I guarantee you there's nothing. Let's open up Tinder and cue the comments. Oh, Raymond, why are you using apps?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan of Myron. He's a fucking racist. And he just seems like a corny piece of shit. I mean, he says some true shit, you know? But I guess all of us do in this community. But yeah, he's racist, he's petty. He's kind of a fucking cornball. I wish him all the success though.
Apps because nothing else is working. Oh, wow. Look, bikini girl. Let's see. Is it a match? Nope. Shocker. Isn't a match. No matches. Shocker. Let's go to Bumble. Oh, he's getting dead air. What's he doing on these dating apps? Doesn't he realize he's bald? Okay, let me see. I get one liked you, and it's this blurry image I got to pay $16 a week for to see. And it's probably some, I'm not even going to say it. Let's just say Chunkster. Let's see here. Not responding on dating apps, not effectively communicating, not wanting to plan dates. She's literally describing every interaction I've had with a female for the last decade. A lot of men seem to actively make life worse for women instead of better. No matter what. Okay, what is this link to? Man keeping. Of course it links to a man keeping story. No matter what women say they look for in a relationship, it is completely ignored by men. Again, ladies, date different men. I have a feeling we're discovering the trend here. I know this is long-winded. I know I've already lost any new viewers on here. Oh, look here. 37. She's my age. Open link it.
What would y'all rank her? What would y'all rank Katie? Do y'all think Katie is his looks match? Okay, define this says he doesn't think I'm giving men anything useful. Okay, define this. What have you said this whole debate? I've been going back and forth with you this whole stream. What are you telling men that's useful? To sit and complain about how bad it is? Look, I'll wait. Okay, maybe let's just say you're right. Let's just say you're right, define this. Everything you say is right. Tell me what helpful advice you would propose to men. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Define this. Women are not changing. So okay, so you just answered my question. I asked you if I'm not giving anything useful to men, which I know isn't true, but let's just agree that if I'm not giving anything useful to men, you definitely aren't either. And at least I'm trying to do and give something useful to men while you're just telling them life sucks. And hopefully we'll just sit back and say life sucks until women change. That's your that's your gem for the men. Okay, let's talk about it. Y'all said Katie was Raymond's look match. Um, in a perfect world, yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world where this picture of Katie is cute enough for her to get swiped on by Chads. And she's been getting played by them for at least 20 years since she was 17. And honestly, she would rather continue to get played by Chads than ever give her looks match Raymond a chance. Because once women taste better, they can't go backwards and respect lesser. Bars. Once women taste better, they can't go back and respect lesser. So it's not that Katie, but here's another big point of my channel. Raymond shouldn't want this ran through damaged bitch. Anyway, to begin with. That's really the main point. But is Katie Raymond's look match? Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But unfortunately, her head has been blown up by getting fucked and cummed on by Chads and then ducked. I'm not black pill. I'm not black pill. I mean, maybe some of the shit that I say may sound black pill, but I'm definitely not black pill. What do you think is the most? What do you think defines the black pill the most? If you had to say one sentence to sum up what defines the black pill, I would say hopelessness. If I had to just use one word, the black pill is hopelessness. So just give up because life hopeless. And I can never adopt that mentality. There's always something you can find to live for. You could dedicate your life to giving to others if you can't get a bitch. You know, do something useful with your fucking life. The female version of Chad don't sleep around, and male Chads do. Maybe I'm. He's Devon says acknowledging how bad things are is the black pill. Well, no, I can acknowledge how bad things are. To me, what we do next is what define what your pill is. I don't really give a fuck about all these pill names, honestly. Let's just leave it there. Yeah, dating apps are filled with a bunch of puffed up fives who got puffed up by all the semen they got filled up with by Chad. All the Chad semen then blew up their head. Their ego is huge, filled with a bunch of Chad jizz. Bitch, you average at best, act like it. But you're not gonna act like it. Let me get off here. Catch y'all on the flippity flip. I'll be back tonight between 5 and 7 p.m. Central. Join the membership. I'm doing more exclusive episodes now for the membership. It's only $5 a month. It'll really help with the channel. Yeah, if Raymond really want companionship, he'll date a fat chick. If not, I don't want to hear him complain about companionship. Because I'm sure there's some fat chicks who would be really great companions. Yeah, I'm getting tired of the colored pills. I'm getting fed up. Fuck all these colors. You either are aware about female nature or you're not. It's good to have titles for certain things, so you don't gotta, you know, say 3 sentences to explain something that could be said in one word. But all right, I'll holler at y'all tonight. Mhm.